Admiral D.K. Joshi Saab, the Lieutenant Governor of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the senior officers present here, Ravindra Singh Yadav ji, the DGP, Deputy Commissioner of South Andaman, Purva Garg, Tuhin Sinha ji, the BJP National Spokesperson, and Anil Tiwari ji, the State BJP President, Raghunath Kulkarni ji, and especially those friends who have invited me here, the organizers of this very important summit, and rightly called the Great Andaman Ideas Summit. And the discussion which you had focused on, I have just realized that you really had a great brainstorming. And this afternoon I had a small chat with some of the people, and I realized that everybody is worked out and ready to take off. And the Lieutenant Governor just made a very elaborate but in a shorter format. He had made a detailed presentation. Through that you can understand what is the thinking of the government of India and why Lieutenant Governor Joshi Saab is here for a record period of time. We need him. He is a man on the ground. We have very efficient team working here to execute the projects. But we all know when you work for the country, when you want to do something for the country, it is not the government alone. We are all partners. We are only sitting in the government by virtue of being elected by the people. Otherwise, whether you are in the government or out of government, it doesn't matter. We all have to come together and ensure that we execute those necessary works which are in the vital interest of the nation necessary. I think you had a very elaborate discussion about so many things. I have not really thought about what I should be speaking about. Normally I go to this kind of summit and I sit for some time and I speak whatever is already there in my mind. I don't make up my mind, see points and speak. I try to bring out what is already in existence for a long time, my idea, and to tune my idea with the need of the time. I'll try to make very brief observation about the whole thing which you have gathered here for. Normally, when a country grows, it is actually the people who grow. Geography, natural resources, these are extremely important. But these are as good as you utilize them. India is, I feel, one of the fortunate amongst the nations to exist in where it is. If you see the map, the world map, the location of India is very unique. Down south, the peninsular India is a sharp peninsula which really takes care of both the seas and then entrains inside, deep inside Indian Ocean. And if you see Ladakh, it is actually part of Central Asia geographically. The Ladakh Plateau is the beginning of the entire Central Asia, the Hotan, the Western China, and then Afghanistan and beyond. So India is also geographically there in the Central Asia. And if you see Northeast, actually when we talk about Southeast Asian 10 countries, it begins from India, Northeast India. The contiguity of the entire geographical stretch From northeast, the whole Southeast Asia begins. Geographically, climatically, and in every sense, Northeast India actually merges well with Southeast Asia. And then you see the vast, the western India flatland, the Thar desert of Rajasthan. Now we are fortunate to have found lots of oil and gas there. And then finally you come to Andaman and Nicobar Islands. I have thought about it ever since I was very young. We are extremely fortunate to have this Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Very well explained by the Lieutenant Governor. There are more than 50% of the countries in the world whose total distance from east to west is few minutes to couple of hours drive. And to drive from the southern point of Andaman Islands to the northern point, it is not 1-2 hours. It is 8 hours, 9 hours drive. Just imagine you are driving in such a long stretch, beautifully created by the nature. And then these islands are so fortunate that it's full of life. Otherwise, we know there are so many islands which are barren. This is full of life. We got adequate rainfall. Water is life. Any stretch of land without rainfall is no use. Look at the entire Midwest Australia. Nothing exists there. Not even the insects, because it's completely dry. So this is so gifted that it gets enough rain. You don't need rivers, as Lieutenant Governor mentioned about there's no land, no rivers in this land. You don't need. You get so much of abundant rainfalls that itself is more than enough. The only thing is you have to manage water conservation, water reservation, and then whatever you have to do. So this long stretch right from the southern part of Nicobar to the northernmost part close to Coco Island, this is not only a huge chunk of territory, but this is strategically, I think, one of the most critical in today's global scenario if you see. But I feel nobody has thought about. Today I was attending one of the public meetings. I had briefly mentioned there why we are at this position. Why Lieutenant Governor is talking about we should do this. Why we have not done so far. I think we have terribly wasted last 60, 65 years. It all comes from mindset. I'm terribly upset because the way in which we have taken, our country down to the drains. This mindset is very critical. Otherwise, there are so many countries extremely rich, mineral resources, big land, but poor people. There are some countries which don't have any resources, but they are rich people. It's the people actually which make the country. Geographical features are a part of the thing which you can utilize it if it is in your advantage. Otherwise, you face the disaster. So, we, the Indians, have let down ourselves. So, the mindset in which we are governing ourselves, we are taking care of ourselves, is leading nowhere. That is why Andaman and Nicobar is treated as a most remote areas. You tell me why an IS officer, IPS officer posted in Andaman and Nicobar is treated as hard posting, difficult posting, and once you are posted in Andaman Nicobar, you are entitled to stay in Delhi for next 4 years because he has served in hard area posting. A person posted in Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, is treated as hard posting, difficult time. And now you come back to Delhi, Chandigarh, Goa, you get soft posting. I really don't understand. Even in the bureaucracy is what the people, we think like that. It is not the bureaucracy as such. We think like that these are isolated areas. Then why you have made it isolated, remote area? Why have you treated Arunachal Pradesh as a remote area, distant, those territories from Delhi? In the process, the Northeast people themselves have distanced from Delhi because you have treated them distant. If you have treated Andaman and Nicobar as a far-flung remote areas, same will people look that we are okay, we are far from Delhi, so we don't exist in the minds of the people who rule the India. Because those people, they think that they are the rulers. We changed this concept in 2014. We are here to do seva, to serve the people. We are not rulers. We are democratically elected people, but we are not the rulers. We have to serve the people. So the whole mindset, Modi ji's leadership shifted in 2014. I remember on the first day when we gathered, in the evening we had to take the oath as ministers. So the first line Modi ji told us, we had a very small group of ministers to begin with in 2014, the first batch. We were 44 ministers, including the Minister of States and the cabinet. So Prime Minister just said that, see, we have got the mandate, but we will not serve as rulers. We will serve as servants. And we will change the destiny of this country. We will not go as usual. We attained independence in 1947, but we have not become prosperous. We have not become rich. All those countries, small countries, all those countries have attained 10,000, 15,000 per capita dollar income. Countries like Singapore, which got established in 1960, today is more than $1 lakh per capita income. So I don't even talk about Singapore. This is beyond any comprehension. South Korea, close to $40,000 per capita. We are still lingering at 2,800. That means we actually did nothing. Whatever Britishers had left behind, we even could not maintain that. What did we achieve in last so many years of independence? If you start comparing what we have achieved from 2014 to 2026, you will see the difference. Today, the toxic digital world, the social media, which really have done lots of damage because of the toxic political campaign or misinformation campaign which is going on, this may take away your focus. But if you genuinely, peacefully sit, think and identify the differences between the government before 2014 and our government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, you will see a vast difference. Today, I don't have to think twice to go to Itanagar because I board the flight in Delhi in 3 hours time, I am already in my capital. 10, 15 years back, I have to think, plan, either to take flight via Calcutta or through Guwahati, then take chopper. If weather is bad, drive for 14 hours to reach Itanagar. If I have to go to my hometown, I drive for 22 hours. In just a decade time, how much things have changed. In my state, the only point where the road is up to border was in Tawang, Bumla. That is where you can reach up to the border point. And the road was constructed by the Chinese. While occupying the entire stretch of western Arunachal Pradesh, they built a road from Bumla to Tawang. We have just used it. Can you imagine it? And now, you can go to every district border point. Because in last 12 years, the infrastructure and the connectivity in which we have managed and succeeded is transformational. So same way, when we talk about Andaman in different perspective, the strategic importance and other things which LG Saab has rightly mentioned, I feel time has changed. And it is in this cusp of history when we are taking a great leap forward, this kind of summit which you have come together with like-minded thinking, right approach, you are gathering here, I think it will make world of difference because you are the players, you are the real players in this whole game from different sectors, from the business community or from the social sector, from the government. We all are going to work together. That is why I also agreed to come here and make myself present here. As I said, I don't want to prepare a very technically perfect speech. So I thought I will just make few random remarks rather than giving whole new idea about what should be done, because you know what is to be done. You are gathering here to form a team. So I have really not prepared any kind of a speech in a formal sense. Now what we have done to galvanize the people's idea and translate into realities, we changed the mindset in which we were functioning in the past. I had worked in opposition party for a very long time. Some of the critical areas were totally left unattended. I used to question the government, the government of those days. There were never satisfactory answers or response from the government. Today, we are there right in front of you to work together as a team. We need not be questioned, we are there. And then the new generation, they may not know what we had faced in the past. I have been in the politics for a long time. I have already fought 8 elections. I know the difficulty in which we used to carry ourselves. So 2014 and 2026, it's 12 years. So those people who were born after 1990 and they attain the age of voting rights, they will not understand. Because these days I meet the college students, the youth, they don't know. They can't even imagine a life without mobile phone, or a village without roads, a village without electricity. They can't even fathom, they can't have even the sense. Because Modi ji came and we transformed. Today we are all at one level. What Lieutenant Governor is watching, same thing is being watched by another person living in little Nicobar Island. The digital transformation has made everybody equal. And in the process, we have also ensured that whatever we launch the campaign, it is not the government campaign, it should be people's movement. That is why right from the Jan Dhan to simple campaign like Fit India movement, Khelo India, these are movement which is actually led by the people. I remember when we wanted to transform the sporting ecosystem in the country, the Khelo India was launched. Then Prime Minister Sahab told me that sports is for all, but then everybody doesn't play sports. So let us do something for fitness. Then this Fit India movement idea came up and we launched it. And today I could see there's a craze in the country, especially amongst the youth, to remain fit. Because if you are unfit, then you are useless. It's simple. You spend entire income, whatever you have earned, for your health in the later part of your life. So it's better to be healthy and live longer. So likewise, when we launch certain important government schemes and government programs, initially we were ridiculed. Especially I was mentioning today about the Jan Dhan Khata. The financial inclusivity was totally a long distant dream. Can you imagine 80% of Indians did not have bank accounts till 2014. So we went all out to ensure that everybody gets a bank account. So we were ridiculed that who will put the money in the account? A poor man can have a bank account, but where will the money come? We said, it is the beginning. So Prime Minister Modiji's planning is not in compartmental. It's always long term. So Jan Dhan was opened, digital campaign launched, through mobile service, through Aadhaar. Today, Rajiv Gandhi's old slogan is already old. He actually surrendered, saying that only 15% reaches the beneficiary. So when Prime Minister says that 15% ही पहुँचता है, 100 रुपया भेजेगा तो 15 रुपया ही पहुँचता है. So it is a very surrendered statement by the Prime Minister that हो नहीं सकता है, कुछ हो नहीं सकता है. So this is how we had functioned in the past. Today, with the sense of accountability and transparency, we have changed the entire governance itself. So initially when Prime Minister used to say maximum governance and minimum government, basically it's the same team, same bureaucracy, same resources, but we have achieved the speed and scale which we were just dreaming about. When I was young, I used to travel across the globe. Before becoming member of parliament, I had completed the entire globe. Gaurav Sawan knows that. So when I traveled more than 155 countries, then I realized that some of the countries, neither they have the resources, nor they have the history. Some of the countries are geographically so isolated, but they are doing very well. But in India, we were struggling. And then slowly, I started realizing it is the people, actually. It is the people who makes the difference. Government is just an extension of the people. Normally, people tend to blame the government. Government as such is what? People say, oh, a politician log aisa hai, bureaucrats, officer aisa hai. In that way, you blame everybody. A businessman log sab aisa hi hota hai. They tend to blame each other and blame everyone. But actually, the politicians have what? They don't have their own character. A politician's character is a reflection of the society he belongs to. You send one among you only. Officer is one among the citizens only. So we tend to blame the system, we tend to blame the people. Actually, it is we. As Indians, we all had actually failed. Probably we didn't get the right direction, or we didn't get the sense how to make a country great. India deserves to be a great nation because of the amazing history which you see, the ancient Indian history and up till now. When I went to China in 2008, I realized, when I went to central China, in Xi'an, they said, we got everything from India. Our knowledge, our Buddhism, all this wisdom, they have come from India. So they look at India and Indians in a different way. When I was carrying the relics of Lord Buddha to Mongolia, they treated Indians at a different level because they look India spiritually. So when you have the faith with spirituality, then your respect is there at the next level. You are not looking diplomatically as a nation to nation. You are looking to India with respect, with lots of reverence. The way Muslims look at Saudi Arab, Makkah and Medina, that is what the whole world, every Buddhist, there are 1 billion Buddhists, unregistered in the world. Their ultimate dream is to come to India once in lifetime. Even if we get 2% of that population, we become the most visited nations on the planet. Then why it is that the whole of India receives 1/3 of the total visitors Bangkok receives? Singapore receives 3 times, 4 times of the total visitors we receive in India. We have so many international airports. Guwahati airport is altogether different. If you go to Guwahati, Northeast, it's a different world. Somebody goes to Goa, you don't need to come to Delhi. Somebody comes to Delhi, he goes to Agra, North India, he will not know what Chennai is like. Or somebody wants to enjoy the beautiful culture of Rajasthan or the beautiful, those Sundarbans in the West Bengal, or the spirituality spread across Himalayas. Every place in India is so filled with potentials to offer. So I was mentioning only about the Buddhism. Now every year people go to Hajj in Saudi Arab. We also send the Muslims. It is ultimate wish to visit Saudi Arab for Hajj. Same thing is for every Hindu wants to come back to India. Once I was in Bali, they said our wish is to visit our real motherland, India. So look at the potential of India. And I have realized that in last few years, these potentials are translating into reality. The wishful thinking is no more there. It is becoming reality. I'm quite happy, but I wish that if we had not wasted those precious 6 decades in the past. Because of my youthful days, I have wasted struggling as an opposition leader, and that was the time I traveled across the globe. Initially, when I started traveling, people used to think that I'm a madman. I went to St. Helena. It's 7 days by ship from Cape Town. That is where Napoleon was kept, and he died there. The Britishers had tortured him, fed him with mercury. He died there. So I was quite curious that how a great former emperor was brought to that long distant isolated island and made to starve and died. So these were curiosity. So then I realized that the other people have so much of curiosity. They are so curious about India. Then why are we not able to receive? We are not even in the top 15, 20 in the ranking in the world tourism map. But things have things changes, with the way in which we behave. Prime Minister has made certain appeal. It's working. Today things have changed. So the negative part, which I was completely a dejected person in the past, it is now transforming into positive. So Chidambaram, one of the longest serving finance minister, had stated when he lost the power, stated on the floor of the house, saying that India cannot become digital. The leader of opposition says that Make in India cannot succeed. The Chidambaram says that what villager and vendor will do with the digital payment. And today India is the largest transaction-wise, most digitally conducted country in the world. Our payment, our transaction, the numbers of people engaged is highest in the world. So these are visible in last few years. So that means the projection which Lieutenant Governor has just given will be reality soon. We will see that these are not isolated dream for Andaman, but this is a country's collective conscience actually to see that these are fulfilled. And secondly, from my side, I would like to offer all kind of support and all kind of coordination, collaboration wherever it is required for such gathering, for such kind of a thinking. The right thinking people coming together is always, result oriented. It will lead to something good. Today, those people, I had a short interaction in a hotel. I think we need to sit sometime, maybe in the near future in Delhi or elsewhere also. My doors are open. We can always discuss. As I said, I have not come to make a very formal speech. I just thought I'll just make random reference and observation and just make myself comfortable by being present here, because I felt nice that I was invited, and keeping this spirit that when I am invited, I must do the honor of attending. And tomorrow is International Day of Yoga. I have kept it the program here, and my day was very fulfilling. I went to the Swaraj Deep, formerly it was known as Havelock. I had a very nice scuba diving there today. So my scuba diving today was to promote tourism, to promote the activities which are being done here, not to block the futuristic project. So the Great Nicobar project, if it gets its required support from everybody, if we get the project on time, I think it is one of those transformational projects of our nation. It's a huge project, not only cost-wise, but strategically in terms of importance. It is one of the defining project ever conceived by the government of India. It's a mega project, and people need to really go deep inside and see it. It will ensure the protection of the environment. It will ensure the wildlife, the ecosystem is well protected. Our laws are very strong. At the same time, it will unleash the potential which this area offers. And it will have a transformational impact to the neighboring countries also. That is the level of its importance. And in this kind of situation, citizens need to sensitize. I was sad that it became a point of politicking. I know there are huge numbers of bodies which are working against India's growth. A big number. I have been in government for a long time. I know sometimes even if we speak out also, people don't understand. Some people don't understand. Inside the country, we have certain groups and certain elements which are working very hard, but they are being fueled by the external agencies. The world is very complicated. Today, it is not same as in the past. All the decisions are not commercial these days. Every decision is strategic. If I have to sell you coal, I don't see how much profit I'll get. I'll see that whether the country is behaving as per my interest, my requirement. Every commercial decision has become strategically decided decision. It's not in isolation. It's not commercial anymore. A country can just blockade the supply chain anytime. In such time, if we don't leverage our strategic advantage, when will we wake up? We will never wake up if we don't. This 21st century first quarter is going to decide the fate of the entire 21st century. And if we miss this opportunity, we may miss the bus forever. So it is extremely critical project, the Great Nicobar project. And for me, who has been traveling across the globe since childhood, I feel that this is the moment we have to seize. And we have a right man here as a Lieutenant Governor. Many things which we would have, done lots of struggling in terms of convincing the people. Lieutenant Governor is doing very well because he has been here before LG and he is here as LG for a long time, and then he will be involved here for the long time in future too. And then of course we have very good set of people here, the officers, the public leaders are here, very understanding, positive, and on top of that I must once again thank the stakeholders and the people involved in today's this summit, this meeting. It's very useful and it's going to be very critical. You will realize yourself how much good service you are doing for the country by involving yourself in such important projects. This is a wonderful gathering. My best wishes to the entire team, and as I had stated earlier, I will always offer my service whenever it is necessary. Thank you very much.